I believed he was going to rape me. I tried to yell for help. When I did, Brett put his hand over my mouth to stop me from yelling.
Christine Blasey Ford just testified before the Senate about sexual assault allegations aimed at Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh, 27 years after the Anita Hill hearing.
The incident involved his going to his desk, getting up from a work table, going to his desk, looking at this can and saying, "Who put pubic hair on my Coke?"
In 1991, Hill spoke before the Judiciary Committee about sexual harassment from then Supreme Court nominee Clarence Thomas.
I deny each and every single allegation against me today.
It's 2018 and some things have changed, but a lot has stayed the same.
Now, do you swear that the testimony you're about to give before this committee will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you very much. Please be seated.
From South Carolina would have
In 1991, Hill's questioners were all white male senators. In 2018, all the Republican committee members are still all white men. But now, Senator Dianne Feinstein of California is the ranking member of the Judiciary Committee.
Because how women are treated in the United States with this kind of concern is really wanting a lot of reform, and I'll get to that.
And Republicans chose for a third party, a female prosecutor who specializes in sex crimes, to question Ford on their behalf.
No, I'm very sorry. That's not right.
At least 3 senators from 1991 still serve on the Judiciary Committee today, 2 Republicans and 1 Democrat.
And I've been on this committee for 44 years, both Republicans and Democrats. I've never seen somebody.
In the hearings, both Ford and Hill gave explicit accounts of sexual misconduct.
I was pushed onto the bed, and Brett got on top of me. He began running his hands over my body and grinding into me.
This was a reference to an individual who had a very large penis.
The committee discussed both women's polygraph tests.
Have you ever taken any other polygraphs in your life?
Did they ask you if you'd be willing to take a polygraph?
They asked if I would be willing to take a polygraph.
And what did you say?
I answered yes.
And whether the women had been drinking.
Okay. Had you had anything to drink?
Not at all.
Do you have cocktails?
I did not have cocktail.
Anything alcoholic?
I don't recall having anything alcoholic.
As for the Supreme Court nominees then and now,
This is a circus. It's a national disgrace.
This is a circus.
Both were selected by Republican presidents to replace retiring justices. Both nominees attended Yale Law School, and both were judges on the federal D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals.
I was unappreciative and did not desire this kind of attention in the workplace.
Anita Hill and Christine Blasey Ford were adamant about the sexual misconduct of Thomas and Kavanaugh.
This could not be a case of mistaken identity.
Absolutely not.
And both women had public supporters.
I do not believe that Professor Anita Hill should be left to stand alone without being heard.
Eventually, Clarence Thomas was confirmed. He now serves as an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court. But Judge Kavanaugh's fate is still up in the air.
This confirmation process has become a national disgrace.